If you watch this video until the end, you will definitely pass your theory test on the first attempt. This is the latest official DVSA-style questions video out there. Today, we will go through 100 essential mock test questions, with the last 5 questions absolutely crucial for your success. So, stick around until the end. Now, let's get started. Question 1. What does this sign mean? Answer is B. Roundabout. As you approach a roundabout, look well ahead and check all signs. Decide which exit you wish to take and move into the correct position as you approach the roundabout, signaling as required. Question 2. You're about to overtake. What should you do when you see this sign? Answer is B. Hold back until you can see clearly ahead. You won't be able to see any hazards that might be hidden in the dip. As well as oncoming traffic, the dip may conceal a cyclists, a horse riders, a parked vehicles, or pedestrians in the road. Question 3. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. No through road. You won't be able to find a through route to another road. Use this road only for access. Question 4. Where would you find these road markings? Answer is D. At a mini roundabout. These markings show the direction in which the traffic should go at a mini roundabout. Question 5. Which shape is used for a give way sign? Answer is B. Other warning signs are the same shape and color, but the give way triangle points downwards. When you see this sign, you must give way to traffic on the road that you're about to enter. Hey, if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel and hit bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Your support helps us bring you more content to ace your theory test. Now, let's get back to the video. Question 6. How can you make sure that a satellite navigation (sat-nav) system doesn't distract you when you're driving? Answer is D. Set it before starting your journey. Sat-navs can be useful when driving on unfamiliar routes. However, they can also distract you and cause you to lose control if you look at or adjust them while you're driving. Set the sat-nav before starting your journey, or pull up in a safe place before making any changes to it. Question 7. What should you do when you're overtaking a horse and rider? Answer is D. Go past slowly and carefully. Horses can be startled by the sound of a car engine or the rush of air caused by a vehicle passing too closely. Keep well back and only pass when it's safe. Leave them plenty of room. You may have to use the other side of the road to go past safely. Question 8. What should you do if you're driving a slow-moving vehicle on a narrow winding road? Answer is C. Pull in when you can, to let the vehicles behind overtake. If you're driving a slow-moving vehicle along a narrow road, try not to hold up fast to traffic. If you see vehicles following behind, Pull over in a safe place and let the traffic pass before continuing. Don't wave other traffic past. This could be dangerous if you or they haven't noticed a hazard ahead. Question 9. What's most likely to increase fuel consumption? Answer is B. Harsh braking and accelerating. Accelerating and braking gently and smoothly will help to save fuel and reduce wear on your vehicle. This makes it better for the environment too. Question 10. If you're involved in a collision, what will reduce the risk of neck injury? Answer is A. A properly adjusted head restraint. If you're involved in a collision, head restraints will reduce the risk of neck injury. They must be properly adjusted. Make sure they aren't positioned too low. In a crash, this could cause damage to the neck. Question 11. How will a roof rack affect your car? Answer is B. Fuel consumption will increase. A roof rack increases your car's wind resistance. This will cause an increase in fuel consumption, so you should remove it when it isn't being used. An aerodynamically designed roof rack or box will help reduce wind resistance to a minimum, but the rack or box should still be removed when it isn't in use. Question 12. Which driving technique can help you save fuel? Answer is B. Missing out some gears. Missing out intermediate gears, when appropriate, helps to reduce the amount of time spent accelerating and decelerating, the times when your vehicle uses the most fuel. Question 13. You're about to start a journey in freezing weather. What part of your vehicle should you clear of ice and snow? Answer is B. The windows. Driving in bad weather increases your risk of having a collision. If you absolutely have to travel, clear your lights, mirrors, number plates and windows of any snow or ice, so that you can see and be seen. Question 14. On what type of road surface may anti-lock brakes be ineffective? Answer is C. Loose. Poor contact with the road surface could cause one or more of the tires to lose grip on the road. This is more likely to happen when braking in poor weather conditions and when the road has a loose, slippery, or uneven surface. Question 15. What would suggest you're driving on an icy road? Answer is D. There's less tire noise. Drive extremely carefully when the roads are icy. When traveling on ice, tires make virtually no noise and the steering feels light and unresponsive. In icy conditions, be very gentle when braking, accelerating, and steering. Question 16. How can drinking alcohol affect your ability to drive or ride? Answer is B. Your ability to judge speed will be reduced. Alcohol will severely reduce your ability to drive or ride safely, and there are serious consequences if you're caught over the drink-drive limit. It's known that alcohol can affect your judgment, cause overconfidence, reduce coordination and control. Question 17. What should you do if you want to turn left at a junction where pedestrians have started to cross? Answer is B. Give way to them. When you're turning into a side road, pedestrians who are crossing have priority. You should wait to allow them to finish crossing safely. Be patient if they're slow or unsteady. Don't try to rush them by sounding your horn, flashing your lights, revving your engine, or giving any other inappropriate signal. Question 18. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. A route for pedestrians and cyclists. This sign shows a shared route for pedestrians and cyclists. When it ends, the cyclists will be rejoining the main road. Question 19. Which is the most vulnerable road user? Answer is B. Motorcyclist. Pedestrians and riders on two wheels can be harder to see than other road users. Make sure you look for them, especially at junctions. Effective observation, coupled with appropriate action, can save lives. Question 20. You're approaching a roundabout. What should you do if there are horses being ridden in front of you? Answer is D. Give them plenty of room. Horse riders often keep to the outside of the roundabout even if they're turning right. Give them plenty of room and remember that they may have to cross lanes of traffic. Question 21. You're waiting to emerge at a junction. Your view is restricted by parked vehicles. What can help you to see traffic on the road you're joining? Answer is D. Reflections of traffic in windows. You must be completely sure it's safe to emerge. Try to look for traffic through the windows of the parked cars or in the reflections in windows. Keep looking in all directions as you slowly edge forwards until you can see it's safe. Question 22. Why is a toucan crossing different from a puffin crossing? Answer is A. Pedestrians and cyclists can use it together. Puffin crossings are for use by pedestrians. Cyclists must dismount and push their bicycle over the crossing. Toucan crossings are shared by pedestrians and cyclists, who are permitted to cycle over the crossing. Toucan roadside signals show an icon of a pedestrian and a cyclist together. Question 23. What action should you take when you see flashing amber lights under school warning sign? Answer is B. Reduce speed until you're clear of the area. The flashing amber lights are switched on to warn you that children may be crossing near a school. Slow down and take extra care, as you may have to stop. Question 24. Who may use toucan crossings? Answer is B. Cyclists and pedestrians. There are some crossings where cycle routes lead cyclists to cross at the same place as pedestrians. Always look out for cyclists, as they're likely to be approaching faster than pedestrians. Question 25. This junction, controlled by traffic lights, has a marked area between two stop lines. What's this for? Answer is A. To allow cyclists to position in front of other traffic. These are known as advanced stop lines. When the lights are red or about to become red, you should stop at the first white line. However, if you've crossed that line as the lights change, you must stop at the second line even if it means you're in the area reserved for cyclists. Question 26. How should you overtake horse riders? Answer is C. Drive slowly and leave plenty of room. When you decide to overtake a horse rider, make sure you can do so safely before you move out. Leave them plenty of room and pass slowly. Passing too close could startle the horse and unseat the rider. Question 27. What should you be prepared to do in this situation? Answer is C. Slow down and give way. Sometimes, large vehicles may need more space than other road users. If a vehicle needs more time and space to turn, be prepared to stop and wait. Question 28. The road is wet. Why would a motorcyclist steer around drain covers while they were cornering? Answer is D. To prevent the motorcycle sliding on the metal drain covers. Other drivers or riders may have to change course due to the size or characteristics of their vehicle. Understanding this will help you to anticipate their actions. Motorcyclists and cyclists will be checking the road ahead for uneven or slippery surfaces, especially in wet weather. They may need to move across their lane to avoid surface hazards such as potholes and drain covers. Question 29. Why should you reduce your speed when you're driving or riding in fog? Answer is B. It's more difficult to see what's ahead. You won't be able to see as far ahead in fog as you can on a clear day. You'll need to reduce your speed so that, if a hazard looms out of the fog, you have the time and space to take avoiding action. Traveling in fog is hazardous. If you can, try to delay your journey until it has cleared. Question 30. You're driving on the motorway in windy conditions. What should you do as you overtake a high-sided vehicle? Answer is D. Be wary of a sudden gust. The draft caused by other vehicles, particularly those with high sides, could be strong enough to push you out of your lane. Be prepared for a sudden gust of wind as you overtake large vehicles. Keep both hands on the steering wheel to help you keep full control. Question 31. Which vehicles should use the left-hand lane on a 3-lane motorway? Answer is B. Any vehicle that isn't overtaking. On a motorway, all traffic should use the left-hand lane unless overtaking. When overtaking a number of slower vehicles, move back to the left-hand lane when you're safely passed. Check your mirrors frequently and don't stay in the middle or right-hand lane if the left-hand lane is free. Question 32. Your vehicle broke down on the hard shoulder of a motorway, but has now been repaired. How should you rejoin the main carriageway? Answer is B. Gain speed on the hard shoulder before moving out onto the carriageway. Signal your intention and build up sufficient speed on the hard shoulder so that you can filter into a safe gap in the traffic. Don't push your way into a small gap or cause other traffic to alter speed or direction. Question 33. What should you do when going through a contraflow system on a motorway? Answer is B. Keep a good distance from the vehicle ahead. At roadworks, and especially where a contraflow system is operating, a speed restriction is likely to be in place. Keep to the lower speed limit and don't switch lanes or get too close to the vehicle in front of you. Be aware that there will be no permanent barrier between you and the oncoming traffic. Question 34. When would you use an emergency area on a motorway? Answer is B. In cases of emergency or breakdown. On some motorways, emergency areas are built at the side of the carriageway. If you break down, try to get your vehicle into the emergency area where there's an emergency telephone. The phone connects directly to a control center. Before rejoining the motorway, you must call the control center. A lane may need to be closed to allow you to rejoin safely. Question 35. You're looking for somewhere to safely park your vehicle. Where would you choose to park? Answer is D. In a designated parking space. It may be tempting to park where you shouldn't while you run a quick errand. Careless parking is a selfish act and could endanger other road users. Question 36. You're approaching a junction where the traffic lights aren't working. What should you do when a police officer gives this signal? Answer is B. Stop at the stop line. When a police officer or traffic warden is directing traffic, you must obey them. They'll use the arm signals shown in the highway code. Learn what these signals mean and obey them. Question 37. Where can you find reflective amber studs on a motorway? Answer is D. On the right-hand edge of the road. At night or in poor visibility, reflective studs on the road help you to judge your position on the carriageway. Question 38. What's the national speed limit on a single carriageway road? Answer is D. 60 miles per hour. If you're traveling on a dual carriageway that becomes a single carriageway road, reduce your speed gradually so that you aren't exceeding the limit as you enter. There might not be a sign to remind you of the limit, so make sure you know the speed limits for different types of road and vehicle. Question 39. You're on a motorway. A lorry has stopped in the right-hand lane. What should you do when you see this sign on the lorry? Answer is C. Pass the lorry on the left. Sometimes work is carried out on the motorway without closing the lanes. When this happens, signs are mounted on the back of lorries to warn other road users of the roadworks ahead. Question 40. What does this signal mean? Answer is C. Trams must stop. The white light shows that trams must stop. The green light shows that other vehicles can go if the way is clear. Trams are being introduced into more cities, so you're likely to come across them and you should learn which signs apply to them. Question 41. What would you expect to find at a contraflow system on a motorway? Answer is C. Lower speed limits. When approaching a contraflow system, Reduce speed in good time and obey all speed limits. You may be traveling in a narrower lane than normal, with no permanent barrier between you and the oncoming traffic. Be aware that the hard shoulder may be used for traffic and the road ahead could be obstructed by slow-moving or broken-down vehicles. Question 42. You're turning right onto a dual carriageway. What should you do if the central reservation is too narrow to contain your vehicle? Answer is C. Wait until the road is clear in both directions. When the central reservation is narrow, it may not be able to contain your vehicle. In this case, you should treat a dual carriageway as one road. Wait until the road is clear in both directions before emerging to turn right. If you try to treat it as two separate roads and wait in the middle, your vehicle will stick out and cause an obstruction that may lead to a collision. Question 43. What shape is a stop sign? Answer is D. Octagon, stop sign shape. To make it easy to recognize, the stop sign is the only sign of this shape. You must stop and take effective observation before proceeding. Question 44. In winter, road signs can become covered by snow. What does this sign mean? Answer is C. Stop. The stop sign is the only road sign that's octagonal. This is so that it can be recognized and obeyed even if it's obscured, for example, by snow. Question 45. What does this sign mean? Answer is B. Minimum speed 30 miles per hour. This sign is shown where slow-moving vehicles would impede the flow of traffic, for example, in tunnels. However, if you need to slow down or even stop to avoid an incident or potential collision, you should do so. Question 46. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. Hump bridge. You'll need to slow down. At hump bridges, your view ahead will be restricted and the road will often be narrow. If the bridge is very steep, sound your horn to warn others of your approach. Going over the bridge too fast is highly dangerous to other road users and could even cause your wheels to leave the road, with a resulting loss of control. Question 47. Which sign shows that you're entering a one-way system? Answer is B. If the road has two lanes, you can use either lane and overtake on either side. Use the lane that's more convenient for your destination unless signs or road markings indicate otherwise. Question 48. What does this sign mean? Answer is A. Zebra crossing ahead. Look well ahead and be ready to stop for any pedestrians crossing, or about to cross, the road. Also check the pavements for anyone who looks like they might step or run into the road. Question 49. What's covered by third-party insurance? Answer is A. Damage to other vehicles. Third-party insurance doesn't cover damage to your own vehicle or injury to yourself. If you have a crash and your vehicle is damaged, You might have to carry out the repairs at your own expense. Question 50. What circumstances require you to notify the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency, DVLA? Answer is B. When your health affects your driving. DVLA holds the records of all vehicles, drivers, and riders in Great Britain and Northern Ireland. They need to know if you have a medical condition that might affect your ability to drive safely. You must tell them if your health deteriorates and you become unfit to drive. Hey, if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel and hit bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Your support helps us bring you more content to ace your theory test. Now, let's get back to the video. Question 1. What does this sign tell you? Answer is B. End of minimum speed requirement. This is an end of minimum speed requirement sign. Question 2. What does this sign mean? Answer is C. 2 cameras are in use to measure average speed. Cameras are in operation on this road. 2 cameras are used to measure the average speed of a vehicle between 2 points. Question 3. When should you flash your headlights at other road users? Answer is C. When letting them know that you're there. You should only flash your headlights to warn others of your presence. Don't use them to greet others, show impatience, or give priority to other road users, because they could misunderstand your signal. Question 4. You're waiting in a traffic queue at night. How can you avoid dazzling drivers behind you? Answer is B. Use the parking brake and release the foot brake. In queuing traffic, your brake lights can dazzle drivers behind you. If you apply your parking brake, you can take your foot off the foot brake. This will turn off the brake lights so that they can't dazzle the driver behind you. Question 5. What should you do to avoid fuel spillage? Answer is B. Check that your filler cap is securely fastened. When learning to drive, it's a good idea to practice filling your car with fuel. Ask your instructor if you can use a petrol station and fill the fuel tank yourself. You need to know where the filler cap is on the car you're driving, so you know which side of the pump to park at. Take care not to overfill the tank and make sure you secure the filler cap correctly, so that no fuel leaks onto the road while you're driving. Question 6. You're traveling along a single-track road. There's a passing place on your right. What should you do if you see a vehicle coming towards you? Answer is B. Wait opposite the passing place. When you meet oncoming vehicles on a single-track road, you should allow them to pass. You should pull into a passing place on your left or wait opposite a passing place on your right. Do not move onto the verge as there may be hidden hazards. Question 7. You're driving a car that has a diesel engine. What can a loose filler cap on your fuel tank cause? Answer is C. It can make the road slippery for other road users. Diesel fuel can spill out if your filler cap isn't secured properly. This is most likely to occur on bends, junctions, and roundabouts, where it will make the road slippery, especially if it's wet. At the end of a spell of dry weather, road surfaces may be especially slippery where diesel has been spilled but it hasn't been washed away by rain. Question 8. What could cause you to crash if the level is allowed to get too low? Answer is A. Brake fluid level. You should carry out frequent checks on all fluid levels, but particularly brake fluid. As the brake pads or shoes wear down, the brake fluid level will drop. If it drops below the minimum mark on the fluid reservoir, air could enter the hydraulic system and lead to a loss of braking efficiency or even complete brake failure. Question 9. What's the legal minimum depth of tread for car tires? Answer is D. 1.6 millimeters. Car tires must have sufficient depth of tread to give them a good grip on the road surface. The legal minimum for cars is 1.6 millimeters. This depth should be across the central 3/4 of the breadth of the tire and around the entire circumference. Question 10. When should you check the engine oil level? Answer is D. Before a long journey. An engine can use more oil during long journeys than on shorter trips. Insufficient engine oil is potentially dangerous. It can lead to excessive wear, mechanical breakdown, and expensive repairs. Most cars have a dipstick to allow the oil level to be checked. If not, you should refer to the vehicle handbook. Question 11. How can you avoid wheel spin when you're driving on an icy road? Answer is A. Drive at a slow speed in the highest gear possible. If you're traveling on an icy road, extra caution will be required to avoid loss of control. Keeping your speed down and using the highest gear possible will reduce the risk of the tires losing their grip on this slippery surface. Question 12. Why must you take great care when emerging from this junction? Answer is A. The view is restricted. You may have to pull forward slowly until you can see up and down the road. Be aware that the traffic approaching the junction can't see you either. If you don't know that it's clear, don't go. Question 13. Which type of vehicle should you be ready to give way to as you approach this bridge? Answer is D. Buses. A bus or high-sided lorry will have to take a position in the center of the road to clear the bridge. There's normally a sign to show this. Look well ahead, pass the bridge and be ready to stop and give way to large oncoming vehicles. Question 14. What should you do if a driver pulls out of a side road in front of you, causing you to brake hard? Answer is C. Ignore the error and stay calm. Be tolerant if a vehicle emerges and you have to brake quickly. Anyone can make a mistake, so don't react aggressively. Be alert where there are side roads and be especially careful where there are parked vehicles, because these can make it difficult for emerging drivers to see you. Question 15. Why should you make allowances for older drivers? Answer is A. Older drivers' reactions may be slower than other drivers. As people age, their reaction time gets slower. The rate of decline varies from person to person, but you can expect them to take longer to react to a hazard, and they may be hesitant in some situations. For example, at a junction. Question 16. Which road user has caused a hazard? Answer is B. The parked car, arrowed A. The car arrowed A is parked within the area marked by zigzag lines at the pedestrian crossing. Parking here is illegal. It also blocks the view for pedestrians wishing to cross the road and restricts the view of the crossing for approaching traffic. Question 17. What must you do if your ability to drive is impaired during a period of illness? Answer is D. Stop driving until you're fit to drive again. Only drive if you're fit to do so. Driving when you're ill or taking some medicines can affect your concentration and judgment. It may also cause you to become drowsy or even fall asleep. Question 18. What should you do if you become tired while you're driving on a motorway? Answer is C. Leave the motorway at the next exit and rest. If you feel yourself becoming tired or sleepy, you should leave the motorway at the next exit or services and stop for a rest. If you have to drive a long way, leave earlier and plan your journey to include rest stops. That way, you're less likely to become tired while driving and you'll still arrive in good time. Question 19. Where would you see this sign? Answer is D. On the rear of a school bus or coach. Vehicles that are used to carry children to and from school will be traveling at busy times of the day. If you're following a vehicle with this sign, be prepared for it to make frequent stops. It might pick up or set down passengers in places other than normal bus stops. Question 20. Why do motorcyclists wear bright clothing? Answer is A. To make them more visible. Motorcycles and scooters are generally smaller than other vehicles and can be difficult to see. Wearing bright clothing makes it easier for other road users to see a motorcyclist approaching, especially at junctions. Question 21. A horse rider is in the left-hand lane approaching a roundabout. Where should you expect the rider to go? Answer is D. In any direction. Horses and their riders move more slowly than other road users. They might not have time to cut across heavy traffic to take up a position in the right-hand lane. For this reason, a horse and rider may approach a roundabout in the left-hand lane even though they're turning right. Question 22. At night, what does it mean if you see a pedestrian wearing reflective clothing and carrying a bright red light? Answer is A. You're approaching an organized walk. The people on the walk should be keeping to the left, but don't assume this. Pass carefully, making sure you have time to do so safely. Be aware that the pedestrians have their backs to you and may not know that you're there. Question 23. You're driving towards a zebra crossing. What should you do if a person in a wheelchair is waiting to cross? Answer is C. Be prepared to stop. You should slow down and be prepared to stop, as you would for an able-bodied person. Don't wave them across, as other traffic may not stop. Question 24. Which vehicles are least likely to be affected by side wind? Answer is C. Cars. Although cars are the least likely to be affected, side winds can take anyone by surprise. This is most likely to happen after overtaking a large vehicle, when passing gaps between hedges or buildings, and on exposed sections of road. Question 25. Why is it more difficult to overtake a large vehicle than a car? Answer is B. It will take longer to overtake a large vehicle. Depending on relative speed, it will usually take you longer to pass a lorry than other vehicles. Hazards to watch for include oncoming traffic, junctions ahead, bends or dips that could restrict your view, and signs or road markings that prohibit overtaking. Make sure you can see that it's safe to complete the maneuver before you start to overtake. Question 26. You're on a motorway. What does it mean if a red cross is showing above the hard shoulder and mandatory speed limits above all other lanes? Answer is A. The hard shoulder is for emergency or breakdown use only. A red cross above the hard shoulder shows that it's closed as a running lane and should only be used for emergencies or breakdowns. On some motorways, the hard shoulder may be used as a running lane at busy times. This will be shown by a mandatory speed limit on the gantry above the hard shoulder. Question 27. What's the speed limit for a car towing a trailer on a motorway? Answer is C. 60 miles per hour. If you're towing a small, light trailer, it won't reduce your vehicle's performance by very much and it may not be visible in your mirrors. However, strong winds or buffeting from large vehicles might cause the trailer to snake from side to side. Be aware of your speed and don't exceed the reduced speed limit imposed on vehicles towing trailers. Question 28. Your vehicle breaks down on a motorway and you manage to stop on the hard shoulder. What should you do if you use your mobile phone to call for help? Answer is A. Check your location from the nearest marker posts beside the hard shoulder. You should use an emergency telephone when you break down on the motorway. Only use your mobile if this isn't possible. The emergency services need to know your exact location so they can reach you as quickly as possible. Look for a number on the nearest marker post beside the hard shoulder. Give this number when you call the emergency services. Question 29. In England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, what will the speed limit usually be where you can see streetlights but no speed limit signs? Answer is B. 30 miles per hour. In England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, the presence of streetlights generally indicates that there's a 30 miles per hour speed limit, unless signs tell you otherwise. In Wales, streetlights indicate a 20 miles per hour limit unless signs show otherwise. Question 30. Who has priority at an unmarked crossroads? Answer is B. No one has priority. Practice good observation in all directions before you emerge or make a turn. Proceed only when you're sure it's safe to do so. Question 31. You're on a motorway. What does it mean when a mandatory speed limit is displayed above the hard shoulder? Answer is B. The hard shoulder can be used as a running lane. A mandatory speed limit sign above the hard shoulder shows that this part of the road can be used as a running lane between junctions. You must stay within the speed limit. Look out for vehicles that may have broken down and could be blocking the hard shoulder. Question 32. What should you do if you're driving on a motorway and you miss the exit that you wanted to take? Answer is C. Carry on to the next exit. It's illegal to reverse, cross the central reservation or drive against the traffic flow on a motorway. If you miss your exit, carry on until you reach the next one. Ask yourself why you missed your exit. If you think that your concentration is fading, take a break before continuing your journey. Question 33. You see these double white lines along the center of the road. When may you park on the left? Answer is C. To pick up or set down passengers. You mustn't park or stop on a road marked with double white lines, even where one of the lines is broken, except to pick up or set down passengers. Question 34. What's the nearest you may park to a junction? Answer is B. 10 meters, 32 feet. Don't park within 10 meters, 32 feet, of a junction, unless in an authorized parking place. This is to allow drivers emerging from, or turning into, the junction a clear view of the road they're joining. It also allows them to see hazards such as pedestrians or cyclists at the junction. Question 35. You're waiting at a level crossing. What must you do if a train passes but the lights keep flashing? Answer is B. Carry on waiting. If the lights at a level crossing keep flashing after a train has passed, you should continue to wait, because another train might be coming. Be patient and wait until the lights stop flashing. Question 36. Where would you find green reflective studs on a motorway? Answer is C. At slip road entrances and exits. Knowing the colors of the reflective studs on the road will help you judge your position, especially at night, in foggy conditions or when visibility is poor. Question 37. What should you do when you see this sign as you travel along a motorway? Answer is B. Leave the motorway at the next exit. You'll see this sign if the motorway is closed ahead. Pull into the left-hand lane as soon as it's safe to do so. Don't wait until the last moment before you move across, because the lane may be busy and you'll have to rely on another driver making room for you. Question 38. What does this sign mean? Answer is C. End of restriction. Temporary restrictions on motorways are shown on signs that have flashing amber lights. At the end of the restriction, You'll see this sign without any flashing lights. Question 39. What's the maximum fine for driving or riding without insurance? Answer is D. Unlimited. Driving or riding without insurance is a serious offense. As well as an unlimited fine, you may be disqualified or incur penalty points. Question 40. Who's responsible for paying the vehicle tax? Answer is C. The registered keeper of the vehicle. The registered keeper of the vehicle is responsible for paying the vehicle tax or making a statutory off-road notification, SORN, if the vehicle is to be kept untaxed and off the road. Question 41. What does this road marking mean? Answer is D. You're approaching a hazard. A single broken line along the center of the road, with long markings and short gaps, is a hazard warning line. Don't cross it unless you can see that the road is clear well ahead. Question 42. What does this sign mean? Answer is C. Right-hand lane closed ahead. You should change lanes as directed by the sign. Here, the right-hand lane is closed, but the left-hand and center lanes are available. Merging in turn is recommended when it's safe and traffic is going slowly, for example, at roadworks or a road traffic incident. When vehicles are traveling at speed, this isn't advisable and you should move into the appropriate lane in good time. Question 43. What does 25 foot mean on this motorway sign? Answer is D. The number of the next junction. Before you set out on your journey, use a road map to plan your route. When you see an advance warning of your junction, make sure you get into the correct lane in plenty of time. Last-minute harsh braking and cutting across lanes at speed is extremely hazardous. Question 44. Which signal tells you that the car you're following is going to pull up? Answer is C. There may be occasions when drivers need to give an arm signal to confirm their intentions. This could include in bright sunshine, at a complex road layout, when stopping at a pedestrian crossing, or when turning right just after passing a parked vehicle. You should understand what each arm signal means. If you give arm signals, make them clear, correct, and decisive. Question 45. How should you give an arm signal to turn left? Answer is C. There may be occasions when other road users are unable to see your indicator, such as in bright sunlight or at a busy, complicated junction. In these cases, an arm signal will help others to understand your intentions. Hey, if you find this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel and hit bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Your support helps us bring you more content to ace your theory test. Now, let's get back to the video. Question 46. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. Lane ahead is closed and traffic should move to the next lane on the left. A white diagonal arrow means that the lane is closed ahead and traffic should move to the next lane on the left. Question 47. What does this sign mean? Answer is D. Mandatory with-flow pedal cycle lane. This sign indicates a mandatory with-flow pedal cycle lane. Other vehicles must not use this part of the carriageway except to pick up or set down passengers. Question 48. You are turning left at a junction and see this sign. What does it mean? Answer is B. You are at a crossroads. This is a warning sign and it tells you that you are at a crossroads. Question 49. What does this sign warn you about? Answer is C. Soft verges. This sign warns you of soft verges. Question 50. What does the following sign mean? Answer is B. No motor vehicles except solo motorcycles. A red ring means prohibition. The sign tells you that no motor vehicles are allowed apart from solo motorcycles. For more practice and updates, click on the video you're watching on the screen. Keep building your confidence and get closer to passing your theory test. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.